Hi everyone, Lee Packia here, and you are watching The Business of Law, the only web TV show focusing on both the challenges and the opportunities facing the legal profession. We're talking social media today with a particular focus on what managing partners at BigLaw's biggest law firms are doing. I'm happy to say we have Guy Alvarez. He's the founder and CEO of Good to Be Social, based here in New York City. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Lee, again.
So let's start off with the question that should always be asked: why is this important? Why do managing partners, given all the things that they need to be doing day to day, need to be thinking about being on social media?
Well, I think social media provides managing partners with an opportunity to really communicate the brand of the firm to both their clients and to prospective clients. And also, it gives them an opportunity from a leadership perspective to communicate what's important inside the firm to the lawyers and the staff working at the firm. So I think it's actually really important, and it's why you see more and more Fortune 500 CEOs participating on social media as well.
Right. It's a tough group to work with, though, because they don't even really do regular media with the same amount of regularity that Fortune 500 CEOs do, let alone social media. That said, we are starting to see more and more managing partners. We have a handful, about 5 names here, that are getting more involved on Twitter. You guys put an interesting report out that talked about this development. What are you seeing in look, it's really only 5 to 10 names. What are you seeing in this small group of pioneers?
So when it comes to Twitter, as you just mentioned, only 5 managing partners at AmLaw 100 firms are actually using Twitter in any way.
So that's a comprehensive list. That's not just examples. That's everyone?
Period. All of them.
Okay.
Including co-managing partners. 5 total.
Why? Why is it so low?
I think part of it is a lack of knowledge and education. They don't really understand the medium, nor do they really, they're scared of it. They don't know how to properly use it. But, there are certainly, amongst the 5, Stephen Poore, for example, at Seyfarth Shaw, he just had a big article he published on Bloomberg Law, and he talked about the importance of, in as much change as is going on in the legal profession, to be out there participating in the conversation rather than sitting back and letting others handle where this conversation is going. Right,
and of course we're working off of here a report that's available on goodtobesocial.com. Even more interesting than the Twitter numbers is the LinkedIn statistics. Less than half of them have LinkedIn accounts, which I guess you could say that's a result of them not having to look for work in decades. But still, that's a pretty easy box to check at the end of the day. Why don't they have LinkedIn accounts?
I was actually blown away. I expected the numbers on Twitter to be as poor as they were, but when we looked at LinkedIn and we found that 37% of managing partners do not have at all a LinkedIn account, I was blown away. It's just a basic business opportunity at this point. If anyone does a search for a professional, especially at that level on the web, the first thing that's going to show up is their LinkedIn profile. And if you don't have one, you're missing incredible opportunities, not just looking for jobs clearly, but it's a great way to stay in touch with your colleagues, your clients, and to have nothing at all is just mind-boggling to me.
Why do you think there is nothing to look at here? I mean, is it just laziness, or is there some other stated reason for not having a LinkedIn profile?
Maybe it has to do with the culture. Maybe they think they don't need it, or they're above it, or they don't understand it. But again, you're talking about 37% of managing partners not having, and it goes contrary to what we're seeing the law firms doing, right? We're seeing almost 100% participation by law firms on LinkedIn, yet the managing partners don't seem to be following what their law firms are doing.
I was wondering if you could give us a little bit of context on where LinkedIn is today in the big 4 social media platforms. I remember doing interviews over the last couple of years saying LinkedIn is becoming increasingly important as a place to go and publish original content and to interact with other people. Is it still on the ascendancy, or is it starting to change? It's been a while since I've looked at LinkedIn.
It's very much on the ascendancy, and there's been a couple of recent articles where there's been a mention of LinkedIn is out to dominate the online world. They've done a lot of acquisitions recently. Their publishing platform called Pulse provides those people that don't have a blog or don't have access to a blog to publish their thought leadership content and gain incredible traction in a short period of time. My personal issue with LinkedIn or authors or lawyers relying on LinkedIn alone is they don't own LinkedIn. LinkedIn owns LinkedIn. So for me, it's important to have your own publishing platform and not rely on a third party. You don't build where you rent, and LinkedIn, you're only renting their space. They can change anything whenever they want. So I think it's important to build your own platform.
Finally, I was wondering if there's any takeaways that can be divined here when looking at managing partners that can be translated to other people responsible for business development in large law firms. Practice has senior partners. Is there any correlations there?
Well, here again, it's sort of like saying one thing but doing another thing. Most law firms today are instituting LinkedIn training and making sure that everyone at the firm has a professional-looking LinkedIn profile. In many instances, it's the marketing department that are creating these LinkedIn profiles, not the actual attorneys themselves. But here again, you're saying everyone should be doing this, but you're not doing it yourself. I mean, just for example, out of those managing partners that do have a LinkedIn profile, 19 of those don't even have a photo up there. So it's just incredible.
Easy stuff to fix.
I would think so.
Guy, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Liev. Thank you.
That's Guy Alvarez from Good to Be Social. If you'd like to see more of the stuff we're working on, be sure to go check us out online. You can find us at mimesaslaw.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and I believe we have avatars for all three profiles. I'm Lee Pacquiao. Thanks for watching.